All right, finally going live here. I'm on the road, North Carolina. You can see some of the weather up ahead. Let me see if I can get the volume up. All right, so we're going to be chasing weather down here North Carolina off 95. Now, we're not going to be getting tornadoes as far as I can see, although we do have some tornadic weather coming through, but it's pretty much down in the Gulf area. I'm not sure how that's going to come across. I know it's heading east, northeast, I should say. I don't know. I think it's going to die out, but we should be getting some crazy weather in this way as far as heavy rains. You can see the clouds coming in, and I just went through some heavy winds. I've got, I don't know if I can do this without screwing things up. Kind of a road trip. You can see my puppy down here. That's Christmas, the rescue dog, first road trip, so it's kind of a test for her too. So I'm going to see what's going on. I'm just going to keep track of the weather as I can go along. You can see I got a mess. I'm full in the back. Normally I carry all this equipment around, so I'm pretty well set for anything I've got to do. I usually don't go live on this, but I figured give it a try, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so let you guys check the weather out, and we'll just kind of shoot the shit as we drive. I'm gassed up. I'm literally in some crazy motel parking lot. I'm not even sure I am. I think the rain's just starting to really come in here. A little drizzle. I can't really see the chat here. And the puppy dog is panting. So I'm going to drive a while. We're going to continue to head south. If I have to, I'll turn around and go north or head west. See what we get. There's like no traffic on this exit, and all of a sudden all these cars appeared. You know, you pull out. I've been trying to chase weather for a while, and every time I get on the road or ready to, it just doesn't work out. You can see there's a little bit of rain on the windshield now. So we're starting to get into the weather here. What's the matter, baby? You're panting away. Here, I'm getting back on 95. You can see the weather's definitely darker south than north, so definitely heading south. So I'm not expecting anything crazy here. The other day I wanted to go out and chase. We had some pretty good weather coming up, more in the mountains in North Carolina than the I-95, I-85 area. That's where I'm in between Littleton, North Carolina at the museum. But I figure let's just do this while I'm on the road. It's just a combination. I got all kinds of equipment with me as usual. I mean, tripods, cameras, paranormal, crypto. The only thing I didn't bring was any of the stuff for like telescopes and things like that because it's so cloudy, it'd be pointless. We'll see what we get out here. So far, the drivers have been nuts. I guess it's gonna be, you know, I hate to always pull the full moon thing, but damn, it's like, I've had people squeeze in between me and a tractor trailer doing freaking 90 miles an hour in a construction zone where you shouldn't be doing anything more than 55, you know? We'll see what kind of nuttiness happens here. If you guys like this sort of thing, think we should do more of this, just traveling, which is kind of what I want to do. Hopefully, this is the Durango. I'm hoping to switch up vehicles at some point, have something more of a camper sort of thing or a Sprinter van that it can kind of be more stay in. The doggy would be more happy, although she's content on the floor. I got all these spots opened up for her, and she's not using any of them. This is a noisy vehicle. The transmission whines. Has the last some years I've had it. This vehicle used to be the town police car, so the town of Littleton bought it used many years ago, and I got it dirt cheap. And I baby it. I don't push it at all. Every time I do any kind of drive or anything, I'm checking fluids, checking the oil, changing oil. So you won't see me doing anything crazy here. This thing's taken us to, oh geez, Gettysburg multiple times, Lexington, Kentucky multiple times, up and down I-95 as far as Florida. And haven't brought this one up to New York yet, although I do want to go back up to the Shanley Hotel. Yeah, those clouds are looking fairly dark up there, as you guys can see. We'll see how the weather's going to be. I'm probably going to go down as far as, I don't know, the way it's looking on the Greater Omega, I probably don't want to go too much farther than South Carolina, Georgia border. I don't know if I'm going to make that. I got a late start today. I can always chase again tomorrow. I'm not saying I'm going to stay on for 8 hours on this feed. I'm just going to, this is kind of a test. And like I said, it's nothing too crazy at this point. Keep on getting messages here, trying to see what's going on. At least now the traffic's not bad where we are here. So I packed this vehicle up like 3 different times to hit the road. Each time something's come up where I decided not to. And plus taking the new dog on the road. Now Christmas I've had since Christmas Day, hence the name. She's a walker hound to rescue, an old mom. She was dumped down by Medoc Mountain State Park area. Matter of fact, a bunch of dogs we've been feeding by the museum, and a bunch of dogs I've seen have been unfortunately hit and killed, because once they're pushed out, they don't know any better. They go out and just wander out and look for, their owners. They don't know what they've done wrong, why they've been abandoned. Someone just told me today that their brother, who has hunting dogs outside, that 3 of them froze to death. This is why you need to bring your dogs in. Unfortunately, people down here get used to this warm weather, so we have these freaky cold spells, which we just came out of. We're going to go back into. So we had multiple days with, in the teens, we didn't warm up. Down here it usually gets cold, and then next day it gets, warms up again, so you get that kind of break. So when you get these multiple days, that's it. These dogs can't survive. So that's a heartbreaking thing. God knows how many dogs are out in the woods dead because they couldn't survive out there. We do what we can to rescue. I work with PETA. We have a bunch of people around that are doing the rescues like us, trying to take them, keep them in as long as I can until we can find homes for them. I've had, since I've been at the new museum, 3 dogs and a kitten, believe it or not. And besides her, who's, Christmas is new, the other 2 dogs got good rescue homes, and so did the kitten. I apologize, bad whistle on this window here. Yeah, this weather's it's getting darker. I know it doesn't look that severe at this point. This vehicle has the lettering for the museum all over it, so it's funny. Every once in a while, someone goes by and is waving at me, and I've had that a couple of times. Must know us from being on the local news, or just know us on the YouTube channel or something like that, or being on Travel Channel or one of those things. I stopped, gassed up. I stopped at McDonald's, got myself a fillet of fish. Woohoo! Something I could eat with this damn Alpha Gal. It was alright, it was food. I've got plenty of food, snacks, and water, and dog biscuits for Christmas. She seems content just sleeping. The only other time I've had her in the car is when she was rescued, so I wanted to get used to this. She seems to be doing okay. She's just a little warm. She's a good girl. She's very mellow. When I first got her, we have a cage, a couple of cages. But I never had to put her in a cage. She just went in. I never closed it. She felt comfortable in there, safe. Even when I fed her, she'd want the food right by the cage. She'd keep her butt in the cage and just stick her front end out and eat. She's gotten real good about letting me know when she goes out. She never barks, just makes squeaky noises. One day I picked her up and I said, come on. I showed her where the couch in my office is, stuck her up there with a blanket over her. Oh my God, that's it. She's in heaven now. So even after we go out and do the business, she goes a running. Has to get to the couch before me. She sleeps up there. She's really come around. She's never gone upstairs, not familiar with doors. Still stands to the wrong side of the door by the hinge all the time. Just, try to work that out. She seems to be pretty comfortable driving. I'll take some breaks and to make sure she goes for walks and stuff. And I gave her a biscuit here, sitting on the seat next to me. I thought she'd want to get on the seat, but she has no interest. She's happier down in the wheel well. I should put a blanket down there. She's just on the mat. I got a whole spot behind me here open, so that's good for her. The rain, a little bit of rain we're getting just seems to have stopped. I'm going to just drive for a while and see what we pick up. If I got to change directions, I'll do so. Like I said, today shouldn't be the day. I think it's tomorrow. It's going to move in, and it might be farther north. I might be turning around and heading north again. So I'm not sure. We don't have a fixed destination by any means, just kind of cruising. And like I said, it's a test ride for Pasadena. It gets me the hell out of town. The museum's been slow this time of the year. Weekends, we still got a little bit of traffic. Martin Luther King weekend, we actually did pretty good. Not killer, but, we actually had customers. Most of these days now, I'm lucky, a lot of days, nothing. Not a soul. So I figured today, although Wednesdays can be an okay day, it's just odd. But, since I didn't get on the road yesterday, if you let me hit today, this way I can still do Wednesday, Thursday. I should definitely be back in town by Friday, no matter what, unless something crazy is happening. Fridays, Saturdays are usually our better days. We want to bring in what little bit we can, just keep the bills paid. Easier said than done these days. But this is a good way just to kind of cruise and shoot the shit. Watch the weather. Gas prices have gone back up. Not crazy, but it's all generally over $3. Now, I've been pretty much just in North Carolina today. I'll be heading towards the South Carolina border. Not that that's going to make a big difference, but it'll be a little cheaper there. Littleton, it was, I think it was $3.07. So I waited to get out, went down by Rocky Mount area. I'm not sure exactly where I gassed up, but I paid $2.95, which is no bargain. I mean, just a week ago it was like 15 cents cheaper, but everything's all over the place. Another reason you don't see me doing any of this crazy Hollywood driving, trying to save the fuel. I apologize. I got all kinds of stuff hanging up in here. Headphones, headlamps, everything's tinkling and banging. I've got a weather radio up on the dash. I'm not putting any of that stuff on until something gets more severe. Omega radars when I'm using. Now, I don't have any of those fancy apps that work off a laptop. I'd like to set that up if I do more chasing. Matter of fact, I don't even have my laptop desk. I'm going to see if I can get the one from the house and retrofit it to see if it works in here. Then I can have at least the laptop set up, which would be nice. I'm back down to just one phone. I had two for a while. Ooh. This guy almost hit me. That's what I'm saying. It's just crazy. Crazy people. They don't see anything. It's the second person almost hit me. I don't exactly, not stand out. It's a big old gray Dodge Durango. Not silver. Not like we blend into the weather. I got signage on this thing. The only thing I don't have is the flashing lights. I should have put my light bar up on top, which I should have if I'm going to chase weather. The only other place, I got plenty of food. I got ice. I don't know how the ice is doing. It probably melting. I'll probably get a bag of ice along the way. Snacks, food for the dog, water. pass on Aldi's or Lidl's. I'll probably pop in there just for some small food items. I've got plenty of food back at the museum, but I didn't want to bring stuff I really had to cook. I'm looking for something like a pre-made sandwich or something like that, a salad. Keep it easy. Keep it simple. The filet of fish sandwich should hold me over. Yeah, it's definitely getting some darker weather up ahead. I just got to pay attention to this traffic. I mean, everyone's just driving like nuts today. I don't know what the hell's going on. Everyone's in a race. There's something burning up ahead, some kind of smokestack or something, which at least lets me see the way the wind's going, which is heading west. It's not moving super fast, so it shows the wind has definitely died down from what I had farther north. We're getting some wind gusts there, definitely blowing us on the road a little bit. How you doing, girl? Find a good creepy motel to stay at, or someplace we can do some kind of, investigation or something. I'll do that too. But like I said, kind of winging it was more just kind of a chase. I need to clean this windshield too. It got dirty driving through all this construction. I have a wireless microphone around, but right now I have the phone in charging, so can't do both at once. Every time I hit a bump, she looks at me. Yeah, looks like some rain up ahead. Now we're supposed to get some torrential rain coming all the way up into the East Coast for days. That explains, but this is why we got this crazy weather. We are in the literally teens, and at night, for multiple nights, we were like 15 to 18 degrees. It never thawed even during the day. It was get a little warmer, but never above like 31 or something like that. So the ground outside was ice. So when I walk the pesky dog, she's tell me she has to go out, get out there, and just look at me like, hey, it's cold. This is construction area. These people are supposed to be doing no more than 60. Flying through here, flying. And I'm going over 60. I'm doing about 65. I'm just trying to keep up with the traffic in the slow lane. Crazy, crazy. Let me see what the mile marker is here, if I can figure out roughly where I am. 31. So we're probably around 15 miles. Kind of Lumberton, I'm guessing. Lumberton's a pretty good sized town. It has a lot of stuff in it as far as like shopping if you need to. Not a place I'd want to stay. Although I have in the past. I have stayed there. A vehicle full of equipment. I don't want to have to offload it, everything. Unless I'm going to use it. This is the Pinehurst exit. You can see this construction everywhere. All this Build Back America money. Every place I've been going lately, just fixing up the highways, which is great. Get these highways and bridges going, get the infrastructure built up. I was a town commissioner, mayor in Littleton too. We got a bunch of money in. Hopefully, I've resigned to run the museum, the new building. So hopefully that's all being used properly. Getting things done there. Water mains, sewer, storm drains, sewer plant, all the things people don't see. We got a lot of roads done ahead of time. That was the worst job I've ever had in my life. Talk about a bunch of people bitching and complaining. Holy jeez. No matter what you do, you can never make anyone happy. Yeah, it's definitely getting darker up ahead. I'm happy I'm driving the right direction into this weather. Once again, this is not going to be something crazy severe. I'm not expecting any kind of tornadoes. I am expecting some heavy rains and some winds, possibly some thunderstorms. But that could be more tonight into tomorrow for this area, unless I want to head down to the Gulf, which I really wasn't planning on doing. It isn't like I can take 3-4 days off and just non-stop travel. I would love to. Boy, if I could get someone just to run the museum for me for a few days. Stay on the road. Hell, we could even rough it in the car, right, baby? Keep the cost down. Yeah, if you look off to the our right here, I'm in this construction, so I don't want to play with the phone and bang off a wall or something. But yeah, it's dark over there, like up front, so that's definitely the direction it's coming. Got a lot darker. We're definitely driving into these heavy clouds here. I'm not seeing any lightning anywhere. Like I said, the wind doesn't seem to be anything crazy at this point. So it's lit off on the gas. It's a fire to tranny. I got a couple of emails and some pings on Facebook. Crypticon tickets are on sale for next year already. It was, what, a couple of months ago we were up there? So, definitely want to do again next year. I'll definitely get the VIP tickets because I missed them last time. Just convenient me to get in. And not that anyone cared, everyone knows us at this point, so we kind of come and go as we want. Want to support, be up and up. A couple of guys in my group that want to go. Hopefully I can get them to come this year. There's signs for south of the border. It's a place I stay a lot. I go there, as you guys have watched my videos now. And they're good. They're dog friendly there. Don't charge. It's easy. Vehicles here, get up ahead. They're going live on 95 here, seems to be working pretty well. I wasn't sure how consistent the signal would be. Now, going live is no more than 24 hours, which for me is not going to be an issue. I would think, yeah, the longest I've ever gone live, I think, was 7 hours. And that was a ghost hunt we did in the museum where I just kind of had one of the iPhones just running. And I was kind of watching it and observing it from the back room and interacting with people. We were getting all kinds of crazy noises. We had items move. And It was pretty wild night. I'm gonna have to make multiple pit stops, make sure I water Christmas. I got her to eat and drink, pee and poop before we hit the roads. And like I said, I got on the road late, so we've only been driving for, oh geez, I'm gonna say an hour and a half. We've already made one pit stop. And she's pretty good about holding it in. Darker clouds are actually now, well, I guess we're still in it, right overhead. Once you get in it, it doesn't look like it's not as obvious because all of a sudden you're in that darker area. It's construction everywhere down here, which is good. Sometimes, almost every time I come down here, I end up with an accident somewhere, so I try to pay at least a little bit of alert to the Google Maps and see what's going on. Here's a rest stop coming up. Or is this a truck way in? This could be a way station. Yeah, it's a way station. See, I didn't even see the signs for this with all this construction. Sign there saying official wait station. Get over, let the truck in. It's another thing too. You'll see the old days was all this courtesy. Get over, let someone move in. You see someone stuck on the side of the road or a police officer doing something. You're supposed to move over to the other lane to get out of the way. People just don't do any of this stuff anymore. Or the courtesy flashing lights. Me society. Right, baby? You're a cutie. Yes, you are. She seems to be enjoying the ride, so that's good. She's very much a cuddle bug. So they got all these tornado warnings. I don't know if anything's touched down. I have no way of monitoring that and going live at the same time. I have to monitor someone else. But I noticed a lot of warnings up in the Texas area. I think going into Louisiana. Last I looked. I took some screenshots, but that doesn't do me any good when I'm driving. That's where the laptop would come in handy. Funny, I bought my last laptop desk. I don't even remember which vehicle it was back then. That's when I was working for the Daily News. I think we're coming into Lumberton now. And I think I paid like $150 for it. I was looking them up. They're like $300 and change now. $350. It's like, holy jeez, everything's going through the roof. Lots of places to stay here. Last time I stayed here was about 13 years ago. I was looking for property to buy. That's before I found property in Littleton. That's when I got the phone call from a friend of mine I went to high school with to tell me another friend of mine had just passed away. We knew he was sick in the hospital, but we thought he was doing better. Very sad day. I had multiple people pass on me when I was driving around. And had a neighbor, Frank, pass too. Multiple times on the road, got phone calls. And people yelling at me, stop going out of town. Every time you leave, someone dies. Looking at the clouds, it's still pretty overcast here, but no rain yet. I think that's still coming in. Slow lane, I have to accelerate to do that. Yeah, definitely pretty overcast. Still not seeing any lightning in the distance or any unusual clouds. We're over the Lumber River. This is an interesting place. When I first came down, or shortly after I came down, being a journalist, I worked on some serial killing stories and people being snatched. Just some creepy, screwed up stuff. I came down here, there was some missing young girl. We kind of figured, volunteer. My buddy of mine is a retired cop, came down. See if we could assist in a search and stuff, since we both kind of done that sort of thing. And got this kind of weird reception from the family member, which we won't go into. But anyway, it turns out eventually she was found. She turns out she was a runaway. But in the process of doing that and talking on Facebook and these Facebook groups, I was reached out to by a bunch of families, especially from this area in Lumberton. And it's an indigenous area up here, local Indians. And a lot of them been murdered. One mother reached out, her daughter was dumped upside down in a garbage can, like garbage. I mean, it's just one thing after another, some kind of serial killer down here. And it was the middle of COVID, so there wasn't much we could do. Something I should probably get back involved in and see if we can get some attention on it. You look at the serial killing story up in Long Island. They finally arrested somebody there. It's a suspect. No one we even, a name that never even came up with the 12 years we were working that story. It was crazy. You never know. Gotta keep on looking at these stories with fresh eyes. Go back to it everywhere. Don't let these stories die off, these missing people. I was amazed the attitude I got from people. It was sex workers being killed. Like, nobody seemed to care. Like they were disposable. It's definitely getting darker. Everyone's headlights are on. How you doing, girl? You want to stop, go out for a walk? Think we can go some peepees? She's a big old walking hound, these hunting dogs. Boy, oh my God, she's a pooping machine. I got her, she was starving, and she was a mess. So needless to say, of course, I was starting to feed her. I made sure I gave her, not wet food, but damp food, as they tell you to do. Get the dry food, but soak in water. This way she's getting hydrated too, and it's easy for her to process. But she was constipated for days. I know that's what you guys want to hear. When she finally started to go, she was pooping out hair, and God knows what kind of roadkill she was living on. Poor thing. But now she's normal. She's functioning. She's eating like a horse. As a matter of fact, I had to cut her down. I was giving her too much food. She went from, doing the one bowel movement to doing multiples. My goodness. She put on some weight. Matter of fact, the collar I put on her when I first got her, I've had to let that out twice now. That's how much weight she's put on around the neck. She's just a good girl, just a sweetheart, mellow. Very rarely does anything wrong. I mean, been into the garbage once. Loves pizza crust. Oh my goodness, every time I get pizza, she goes crazy. Loves to snuggle. Has to, if she can, she'll sleep right next to you, climb up on the couch. Likes to put her paw on you, her paws. Right? We're getting close to the border. I'm down by exit 13. I'll probably pull off down by south of the border. This way I can get her out and walk her. It's dark down here, overcast. I'm not seeing anything super threatening at this point. I'm probably going to end this stream fairly soon. I think I got like nobody watching at this point now. Anyway, I had a few on. Yeah, I guess I got nobody at this point. I'll come back on either later or tomorrow. I'll post it. I'm going to do it. And we'll head more into some heavy weather. See which way it goes. Right, baby? All right. More of these south of the border signs. 12 miles, 2 mud chicken tequila. I got a bar there. Mexican restaurant there too, besides the restaurant they have in-house. And then there's a steakhouse too, which I've already gone to, I think, twice in all the years I've been going there. But, we'll see. It's a road trip. Decide if I'm grabbing a hotel around here for the night. The rain's picking up again. It could be a good sign. So I'm going to stop and check weather. Unfortunately, to do that, I need this phone, so I'll have to go offline. If I could have a base station in one place, I can grab a room. Just want to walk her. Wow, all of a sudden sulfur. That was weird. Big sulfur hit there. I don't know how that was. Someone was watching there for a little bit. Okay, let me turn around, get back on the road here. Here we go. Even that weather came and went. A little bit of rain I got on the windshield, already dried up. Yeah, it's just starting to come in. I think I'm maybe a day ahead of chasing this stuff. get a game plan. At least, like I said, this has been a good test for Christmas. She seems to be doing good. I'd like to get her happier in the seat behind me on a blanket. I can lay that out for her. Wish there was a way I could make sure she has water, but as long as I did make sure she fed and drank plenty before. These voicemail messages here. So for everyone I've opened, it's been a spam. Must be Spam Wednesday. See, this is what I'm talking about. There's cars on the side of the road. You should move over, give them a grace. See, people just don't do it. That's a commercial truck in front of us, and he should know the rules. And the reason you do that, just like that guy that came out from between those two vehicles, you don't want to clip somebody. Give him a wide berth. One thing about being down this way is it's very flat. You don't think of being up North Carolina, up by the Virginia border as being kind of hilly, but it is. It's not mountainy. It's the mountains are much farther west, but it's at least hilly. We have hills and low spots and elevation. I mean, here it's flood area. You can get some pretty even Medoc Mountain, which is 12 and a half miles south of the museum. It's so much lower than Littleton itself, and that floods out. It doesn't take much. I mean, if you're moving someplace, I'm from Long Island, New York, you got to check the floodplains. Nothing worse than flooding. Nothing you can do. Here's a car on the side of the road. I'm going to move over anyway. I think it's just abandoned. No, I see smoke coming out of it. Someone's overheating. Doesn't look good. His back windows are blown out. Even that one looked abandoned, but I still moved over. It was a good thing. There was somebody in front of it. As you guys know, we're trying to put up as many videos as we can, trying to get on the road. Trying to do what I can as far as there's a dead dog on the side of the road. Jeez. Heartbreaking. Couldn't see what type it was. I just caught the end of it. So many animals get dumped. And then, of course, it's just a stray that wanders off and gets confused or something scares them. Gates gets left open and all kinds of issues. We do what we can. We rescue as many as we can. I try to feed as many as I can. This old girl with me now, she's in heaven. And I'm hanging on to her for the time being, but I really need to find her a good home. She'd be a great dog for either a family or even an older couple because she's so mellow. She does get a little playful, doesn't know what toys are, has no idea, or a ball or anything. I got her a squeak toy, and she just gets freaked out when she steps on it, like, what the hell is that? I roll a ball to her, she just looks at it, looks at me. Never had toys. Like I said, she was a hunting dog, she was not a pet, just a hunting tool. But she just wants love, she wants what she's never gotten. Attention, pets. She'll come over and just rest her head on me and just want attention. That's why I was pretty sure she'd be fine for driving. can see in the distance, see the big sombrero for south of the border. I can move over, another truck on the side of the road. Give him a wide berth. See, that guy just walked out around. That's why you do it. Let him back on for us pulling in here. Yeah, I'm going to pull in here, check weather, see what's going on. Try to get a game plan. If I have to, I'll grab a room here for the night. At least I know they're dog friendly. They don't charge for the dog. The internet's decent if you get the right room. And there's food. There's a bar. And there's some stores around, a Walmart if you want to drive a little bit, but I'm pretty well stocked. I don't think I really need much of anything. And dollar stores and things of that sort. They have a pantry store there. It's kind of expensive though. If you're between a rock and a hard place, it's something. Alright, so we're pulling in the south of the border. If you guys never been here, you gotta come. It's a pisser. It's a lot of fun. A lot of silliness. All right, folks. I'm going to log off here, check weather, make a decision what we're doing. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Appreciate you guys following along. We're going to do as much of this as possible. I will be back on live later. I've been on for 49 minutes and 13 seconds at this point. So I will be back on putting comments in there. I'll read them as soon as I get a laptop set up. Let me go check on things here and decide what my game plan is. If I'm staying here and then going back out, I want to see what the weather is though, but I can't do that since I'm using just one phone. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. Appreciate it.